All right, let's move on to the President's Trophy winning New York Rangers versus the Washington Capitals. We talked earlier about how the parity in the league is huge. It does not feel that for this series. Let's talk about it. Why are you excited to watch this series? Or are you excited to watch this series?
I mean, I'll be excited to watch and see how the Rangers come out. You know, Peter Laviolette's done a very good job in New York with that team. I mean, to get them the President's Trophy. I mean, they've got a really good, solid team. I think I don't know if it would be the most exciting matchup against the Washington Capitals. I think the Rangers, they can really mess this up, but I think it shouldn't be a terribly challenging playoff series for them.
I agree. I think the way we see the reason I'm excited to watch this series, one, is because I think that the Washington Capitals have heart. The reason they're even in the playoffs is because they have heart. And the storylines of some of these older players are a blast. That could make this series fun.
Mm-hmm.
I also believe that you get the first opportunity to see this Rangers team after what happened to them in the playoffs last year with the New Jersey Devils.
Yeah.
The New Jersey Devils were not what the Capitals are this year. They had a lot of talent, and they had Andrew Burnett behind the bench as an assistant coach, but we're not going to get into that in my opinions on how Burnett was the reason the Devils won last year. But I want to point out, you brought up Laviolette with the Rangers. I think that Laviolette, and we can kind of get into why what we think the Rangers need to do to win. You look at Laviolette's history. This season, next season, are his years to win a cup in New York as a coach. And I think that when you look at this team who is on it, I think that when you look at the depth of this team, and I want to be like when you look at, you have Blake Wheeler, I hate to even say anything positive, but Jimmy Vesey, like guys who have been in the league for a long time that are just sitting there in the depths of this roster. I think that what you have with the Rangers is a team that can do a lot. And I think the way Laviolette's system is going to lend itself to winning in the playoffs. I think that if Shesterkin plays as he can, the Rangers are just really good all the way around. Adam Fox, we haven't even talked about him.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think about the Rangers and what they can do?
I think a lot of guys in the Rangers, Chris Kreider, Fox, Zibanejad, they get a lot of talk. But they, like you're saying, their depth, man, they just don't. You kind of forget they have that much depth. Vesey's had a really good year.
Yep.
He's looked
for who he is. Yeah.
Yeah. So on the depth side, I think they can do it, and I think they can have a good playoffs.
Hey, Lafreniere had a good year.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we were thinking bust, but you gave him a guy who can actually develop a forward a little bit, and suddenly he's not as pathetic as we thought he was. I think that's it. Would you offer any hope to the Washington Capitals in this series? And by the way, the last time we talked like this, it was Columbus and Tampa. And I'm going to give a shout out to Sam Fleming. We had on the Hattie podcast back in the day. And Sam Fleming, I remember him saying, guys, I don't even think we can give Columbus a game. And Columbus swept the Lightning. Do we even, where do we put the Capitals in this series? How do we feel about them?
I think they're going to win I think they win in 5. Capitals, other way around. But I think the Capitals, the thing I don't like with them is I don't like their goaltending at all. It's a thing that may get interesting with the Rangers.
It's interesting. Lindgren has been good this year for them. And you have a Stanley Cup winning goalie as your backup. But I don't know that the Capitals have what it takes to play with the Rangers.
Yeah, I don't think so.
And I think that it's like the only way I think there are two ways Washington wins this, and they have to unite them. One of them is they have to have the heart that says we can win, and like they just like truly believe they can get the win.
I mean,
and they come out with this like, we're gonna get them, like the dog mentality, like they've got to be a bunch of dogs out there. Obi's got to be incredible. They have to have that, and they also have to have goaltending. If they have that, maybe they can do something. But like you said, the Rangers in 5. That was your prediction?
Yeah,
I think Rangers in 6. I think Washington gets 1 game, and the reason I think Washington gets 1 game is simply, or 2 games. I think they just find a couple ways to steal a game here or there, and maybe you get a little bit of the Ranger terror of the past, but I really don't even. I mean, like, I could see 5 or 6 for the series for sure. I mean, I think that the goal differential for the Washington Capitals is just so notable.
Yeah, that's a heck of a statistic to make the playoffs.
-37, and it's just not good. I mean, when they lose big, and I think that says a lot about maybe their skill level. And I think when the Rangers are turned up to 10, I don't know that Washington can compete at all.
And the Capitals allow a lot of shots. So, I mean, you've got a firepower offense with the Rangers. I mean, yeah, I think it'd go either way. 5 or 6 games, whatever.
I think so. Do you feel a sweep at all in that series or no?
Part of me wants to say yes, but I really think Washington gets at least 1. I think they have that, heart mentality of, hey, we can hang with these guys. They may get 1, maybe they get 2 games. Things get interesting. Who knows? So,
yeah, absolutely.